Welcome to the Incy alphabet, bite-sized lettering tutorials for your busy life. It's time for W Day 3. Today we're going to be adding shadow into this three-dimensional portion of our letter. And you need to start to think about it in terms of light and dark. And I want us to imagine that any of these lines is like a piece of paper that gets folded. So looking at the folded paper, this part is in a shadow, this part has more light on it, and then this part gets shadowed again. So we're going to do a similar thing where we're going to imagine that the middle parts of any of these lines that are getting curved are getting the most light. So let's go in and color out the bottom. Anywhere that it's obviously the bottom of the letter, you can color some shadow. And even this whole bit here. Now there are also parts that are the bottom because they're tucked underneath. So it's like the light's coming on the top, underneath there's going to be very little or no light down there. So that's another area that you can also color in. This is the underneath portion, and then right here, underneath. Now we can start to gradually bring that in. So that means we're going to be doing lighter lines and even spacing them a little bit further apart. Lighter lines spaced a little further apart. Lighter lines spaced a little further apart. And here, lighter lines spaced a little further apart. So if our sunshine is over here, like the bird, here, we'll make the bird our sunshine. There we go. It's going to be glowing and hitting right here. So this line was just extra thick. Let's erase that. It's also going to be hitting a good chunk in here. It's going to be hitting this portion, and it'll be hitting in here and here. But these bottom portions are overlapped by what's going on the outside, these other parts of the W. So that's going to get a little bit of shadow in it, right in the bottom of these basement curves. This portion here would also probably have a little bit of bounce back shadow from what's on top. And let's just smooth that out. After you've done your initial shadow coloring, then you can go back and you can go in with either a black fine liner or even a desk pen or a felt pen and color in the front and also give yourself some shadow. I'm going to do it all in black, so coloring in the entire letter in black and then adding the shadow. Now there are two ways to do the shadow. One is where it's completely solid, and then another one is just with lines and using the spacing to gradually go from a darker color of line to a lighter color of line. So something like this, where your lines here are going to be very close together because it's dark. And then as you start to move out into the lighter area, they get more and more spaced out until it just becomes white. And now in here, this is also going to be hidden in the shadow. So we can't forget that one. And then we'll space it out. And sometimes you can even use a not full line to show that it's slowly getting lighter and lighter. So go through your entire letter, add more lines where there should be less light, and then slowly spread those lines out as there's more and more light. You can even create these broken lines and then have areas where there's no lines at all to show full sunshine light from the floating on fire ball of a bird. I don't know. Sunshine. This might not come to you the very first time that you try it, but if you're struggling to find your light source, where it should all go, try putting a little light over here, not just a bird, And then take a piece of paper and fold it and see where the shadow falls, see where the light lays, and that will help guide you to understand where the light should fall on your letter. But at least you know where it goes for a W now. Don't forget to share your work with the hashtag incyalphabet. That way it will motivate us not only to create, but also to create together.